Sean Rock to the aka Lil Nicky V6, represent Mandatory Thrive HGBM, because every day it is mandatory for us to thrive. And I am back again with another video. Before I start this video, I want to ask y'all to head over to Amazon.com, purchase my first published book, Give None Less Than 300 from the Basement, Mind, Body, and Soul. Great book, great read. Link is in the description as well. In a few months, I will be releasing my next book, which is a full poetry book of about 100+ poems. I'm very excited about it. I've done a lot of work. I could have been released it, but I've been adding some more poems and adding some more color and just creativity to it. So I'll be releasing that book pretty soon. But yeah, let's get into the video, man. So this is 10 reasons why I think, men should, consider practicing semen retention, as well as 10 reasons why you should continue semen retention. What is the practice of semen retention? Basically, it's retaining, your sperm, your life force, So I want to just give 10 reasons why I think that this is a very, very good practice for men and how it's kind of helped me. So on a practical level, before I even get into these 10 reasons, I want to say that I believe that semen retention for me is, responsible for me getting, my first apartment on my own, my first car on my, I done had a million cars, but I'm just saying in this like new season, in this new journey of my life, my first apartment, my first, car, my first emergency fund, savings, developing my physique, just really putting my life in kind of perspective. I feel like semen retention has been a crucial and vital tool for that, because I've been, on this pursuit for so long, and it wasn't really until I implemented semen retention that these things became just a lot more attainable. So anyways, number one, you're going to have a closer relationship with your faith in God. What semen retention does is it puts you more in a spiritual realm, in a more higher vibrational state, right? So if you have a relationship, if you like I'm a believer, I'm a Christian, right? If you have a relationship with God, it's going to heighten that relationship. It's going to bring that relationship much more closer, because you're now in a enlightened state, in a higher conscious, in a more spiritual place within yourself. So because of this, you're going to connect easier to your creator, right? And you're going to be able to experience a more personal relationship. You're going to be able to experience a better connection, more intimacy, as well as better downloads and better strength to adapt and deal with spiritual situations. So that's the number one reason, right? A relationship with God is of vital importance, right? It said that it's God, right? Man, women, child, and all other things, right? So man is usually the connection to God, right? So if I'm not in connection with God, I'm no good for women, children, in society, so forth. So you want to do things that's going to bring you closer to that source, so that you can access that power, right? And so that you can grow and also have that intimate relationship, because God is going to be that source of vitality to you that no other people are going to be able to be, because quite frankly, they're not capable of doing it. So that's number one. Number two is going to bring you to a closer relationship with yourself. Once again, tapping into a higher self, tapping into your spiritual self, you're going to be able to see your wants, your needs, your aspirations, your values, your moral systems, the things of yourself that you want to scrap out and disregard. You're going to be able to see these things on a much more clearer view, with a much more clear view. Like, it's not going to be muddy and heavy and kind of weighed down with so much other stuff from other people and from society and just from habits that you pursue. So it's going to give you a much clearer version of yourself, and this is going to put you around people, places, and things, or even just put you in isolation so that you can do the essential work to put yourself where you need to be. You know, having a relationship with self is one of the scariest things that, you know, mankind runs from a lot of times, because when you start to have a relationship with yourself, you have to take a deep look in the mirror and you have to really see what's going on there. But it's the most beautiful relationship, and it's the relationship, one of those relationships that can protect you, that can keep you safe, one of those relationships that can bring you ultimate fulfillment. So we want to have these things going on. So anyways, number 3, finding or fulfilling purpose. Semen retention is going to help you find your purpose, or it's going to help you fulfill your purpose. So if you found your purpose, you need to be in the process of fulfilling it, figuring out what things that you need to do in order to make what you see and believe in your heart and head into tangible reality here on this earth, Lord willing, while you have time and while you're still alive, kicking, breathing, thriving. You know, you have your vitality and all of these different things. Semen retention is going to essentially give you the strength to fulfill that, and that's exactly what it's done for me. I've been found my purpose forever. I've been knew my purpose forever, but as far as starting to take the necessary steps to completely fulfill it, or having the strength to turn down some cheeks, or turn down getting with the guys and partying, or even turn down self-destructive habits that I do in my own leisure time, or quitting jobs, or not starting businesses, different things like this. The things that you need to do in order to fulfill your purpose, not going out selling or doing whatever you need to do. Semen retention is going to help you, give you just a little bit more of an edge, give you a little bit more enlightenment to kind of push through and take those necessary steps to build yourself up. And it's also going to give you the patience, because in a lot of things that I want to do, concerning videos and just a lot of different things, but I have to take it one step at a time. And semen retention has helped me to exercise patience, as okay, like I got this done, this done, this done, this done, and then the next step will be this and that. So it's going to give you all the tools that you need. Number 4, full masculinity, tapping in. So you don't have to be on semen retention to become a millionaire, be successful, get women, whatever it is that you want to do. You don't have to be on semen retention. That's not what we're saying. But what I am saying is that being on semen retention taps into your full masculinity, right? So when you're at your fullest state, you're at your most heightened state. Yes, like let's say you're in a game and you have injuries, right? Like, and you can mentally go to a space where you can trick yourself into playing at your best state, even though you're not at your best state. However, let's say you use that same mental fortitude and you don't have any injuries and you're playing. You're going to play even at a higher level. That's what semen retention does. It puts you at your fullest, most strongest, your most vitality-filled place and state, right? So you're going to be able to tap into things like I've worked in the past year. I don't know how many times I've worked 7 days. I've worked months, 2-3 months where I was working 7 days, still doing a lot of different things. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying that the semen retention was very vital in this, and it wasn't nowhere near as hard when there's been times where it was hard for me to work 3 to 4 days, but it was because I was tapped into my full masculinity. I had that extra energy, that extra push, and I had the vision and the fortitude that was given to me by semen retention. So you're going to tap into your full masculinity. And then I want to talk about this. If you were raised by women, right, you're naturally going to have, there's nothing wrong with feminine mannerisms and feminine moves, right? That is nothing wrong with that. That's not what I'm challenging. But if you were raised by women, you will have feminine attributes in terms of utilizing emotion as your primary source of decision making, right? Your primary source of reaction, or the using emotion for your reactions. Semen retention for you is very, very vital, just as it was for me, because I've grew up with a lot of feminine characteristics. I reacted to things from a feminine standpoint. If someone made me feel upset, it made me feel sad, right, or made me feel any kind of way, then I would quit, stop, run, duck, hide, and not fulfill my purpose, or I would let somebody trick me out of my position, right? Because I thought from a feminine standpoint. Semen retention is going to be very, very vital for you. Also, along with that, being an empathist, right? Being a sensitive soul, right? Being a highly sensitive soul, actually. Semen retention is going to give you a little bit more tenacity. It's going to give you more comfort in being okay with your sensitive self, being okay to accept the emotional parts from a healthy standpoint, but still being able to tap into your highest masculinity. So that's going to be very, very good for you. Number 5, it's the hardest discipline that you can ultimately do. Like, who doesn't like busting a nut? Like, busting a nut in a way is probably one of the highest levels of pleasure, right? So if you can control that for a week or 2 weeks or 90 days or 30 days or 120 days or whatever days that you're going to go, I try to go in spurts. I don't, if I do past 90 days, it would just be for something that I want to do. But being able to do that is going to give you a sense of self-control that you're not really going to get from any other practice, because retaining your semen is one of the hardest things. It's the hardest thing that I've ever done in my life. It's the benefits of it has made it where I would keep doing it, but essentially it's the hardest thing to do, because it's just one of them. It's very pleasurable experience to release. I'm just being honest. So it's going to give you optimal self-control. Number 6, this is a really good one. Total view of women. A total view of women. So you begin to view women from a place of entirety, right? As a human, as a counterpart, as a partner, a friend, a person. You begin to see women from a holistic standpoint, positively and negatively. See, for me, I just could not disassociate my sexual desires from women the great deal of my life, because my mindset had been warped by all of the sexual experiences that I had, pornography, and various different belief systems that was kind of imputed in me by society and by others. So because of this, I never really had a total view of women and could approach connections with women from the most healthiest place, because I was thinking about putting my pipe in them at all times, like just being quite honest, when you're on semen retention, you begin to see a woman for who she is completely, and from positive aspects where you can see, her dreams, her aspirations, and just kind of have a better understanding and a better connection, with the opposite sex. But you also can see the dark side, the real truth, the real motives, of some women. You can see, if these things make sense for what you're trying to do. And shoot, that's a bumblebee trying to get me. You can see people, not just women, but people with its entirety. But I pick women. And then number 7, just because you don't see semen retention doesn't mean that you can't have a active, sex life. Yes, it's better to wait for marriage and stuff like that, but that's not the case for everybody, including myself. I do go on seasons of celibacy and try to be celibate as much as I can, but I'm human like everybody else, so I struggle with this, and I can just be honest with it. So semen retention is going to give you a better sex life. It makes sex feel incredibly better, and it gives you a lot more stamina, and it makes you approach sex from a totally different standpoint. My sex life has been completely transformed since I've been a retainer compared to before, because before I really just pumped in order for my climax. Like I didn't care about anything. I didn't care about intimacy. I didn't care about the connection. I didn't care about pleasuring the partner. I just pretty much pumped in order for me to release. That's pretty much what it was. Sex is far more spiritual, far more intimate, far more deep, has far more depth. And for me, I cannot even really be intimate or connected with a person from a casual standpoint really anymore, like how I used to. I'm not saying that there's not certain circumstances that I may fall victim to, because it's all possible, Lord willing I don't, but it's very possible. But semen retention has deepened my my understanding of sexuality, and it's enlightening, and it makes sex far more powerful. So you're gonna have better sex, and you're gonna be a better lover. Number 8, this is one of the biggest ones: enjoyment of all things in life. Like, some of the darkest times in my life, I was on semen retention, right? When I was homeless, living in my car, going through a divorce, living in different cities, just really, not many people to call, not many people being there for me at that particular moment. I was at some of my satisfied, most fulfilled, happiest. I was like a little kid just roaming the earth, and I felt so good. It was because of semen retention. It just made me feel alive, like I could just run through walls, and everything felt good. Working felt good. Just living life just felt good. Like it was like, you ever been drunk and high and different things like that. It's like that, but it's like the real thing, and it's like, it's real. It's good. Like, it's wholesome. It's not like battered with all of these lies and all this ducking and different things like that. It was like the ultimate high. Semen retention will give you the ultimate high. Number 9 is going to give you abundance mindset in all things, whether it's work, women, faith, money, finances, everything. Semen retention is going to give you abundant mindset. You're going to think from a place of abundance, not scarcity. So no one can, try to trip you up or limit you, or make you feel low about your self-confidence, low about something in your life. Semen retention is going to give you an abundant mindset. You're going to have an option-based mindset, right? Not a limit-based mindset. Semen retention is definitely going to give you that. And then number 10 is just going to give you total liberation, total freedom. Freedom from vanity, freedom from the control and the manipulation that you fall into based on your vain desires. Am I the biggest? Am I the best? Am I the most attractive? Am I making the most money? Am I him? Am I that guy? It's always a bigger man bigger than the biggest man. So do yourself a favor and be the bigger man. Semen retention is going to have you tap into a power, and you're going to be free to express yourself. You're going to be liberated in who you are. The competition is always going to be on. So that's a part of life, but you competing with you, right? And then whatever competition happens outside of that, it's just a byproduct of life. But what I'm talking about is this internal emptiness, this internal void, and this internal need to dominate others and be better, and your ego and your confidence being tied up into things that don't matter. No, semen retention is going to give you internal peace and freedom in those areas. So I hope this video helps, man. Remember, dream big, work hard, live great. Don't stop. It's your boy, Sean Rock to the AKA Lil Nicky V6. Salute to the gayness, STTG. Bang. Rap Diaries 11/30/20. To the man. Yeah. Yeah. Look. Yo. Some things in my brain had me puzzled, got me wondering if I'm really gon' buckle. I'm a product of the struggle, and this pain and this poverty gave me muscles. So my demons, man, I got a flex on it. I got an X on me, which means as a target, as a young boy, the hate they gave me had me heartless. I was out here marching, looking for the mayhem. Two things on my agenda, lay some pipe or I'ma lay hands. Now I couldn't stay in, I was on that gin in the AM, thinking like, wow, boy, how you wasted greatness? Nah, I'm at peace with the story. I'm a beast and I'm growing, nothing's wasting. Gotta release and keep going to the yeah. I'm a beast and I'm growing. I know nothing is wasting. You gotta release and keep going.